telling you this, Bears fans. Should make you happy. This is what one exec said about the Detroit Lions. There would be a lot about Detroit that scares me, but it's not the players. Ben Johnson took total advantage of the 4-down game management approach because he's a really, 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 really good play caller. The Athletic. We're going to head to the Athletic. Mike Sando knows a lot of NFL executives, whether they're GMs, whether they're front office people. He talked to a bunch of them and went through all of the teams in the NFC. I want to highlight a few things he said about the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and the Vikings. What exec said, not what Mike Sando said. The exec said this: I like what Chicago has done. They've gotten better. I don't know how much we will see it in their record. If they win 8 games, is that really progress? Yeah, it's progress, buddy. I don't know what exec that is, but yeah, it's progress.
It'd be progress. They haven't won 8 games in some time, so it'd be progress.
Yeah, 5 plus 3 equals 8. That would definitely be progress against this schedule, too. Remember, the caveat is this schedule, because it's a tough schedule.
Do you know the last time the Bears won at least 8 games?
2018.
2020. COVID.
2020.
I mean, that means they've gone 4 straight seasons failing to reach 8 wins. It's not asking too much.
It's not.
To win 8 games.
It's not to be mediocre.
For crying out loud. 6-11, 3-14, 7-10, 5-12. 3 different coaches over that span.
Yeah, not good.
Nagy, Eberflus, and I'm including Thomas Brown, obviously, in that.
Yes.
Some exec also said this: the guy they signed from Indy, Odengbo, has the upside to get 8 to 10 sacks as an interior rusher. He was hurt coming out of college and never fit in with what Indy was doing. That is a good signing. Jared is just a run defender at this point.
It's a good signing, but not for the amount of money they paid. Okay? Yeah, I like it. He's already had 8 sacks in his career. So are we asking him to do something that he's not done before? He's done that before. But to pay him the amount of money they decided to pay him is a little bit of a head scratcher. That's all. That's all. Hopefully
Fair.
he does it. 8
Fair.
to 10 million. 8 to 10 sacks. Thank you. Yes, I'll take it. Yes.
All right, let's move on to the rest of the division here. What exec said about the Lions. This should make the rest of the division, I'm telling you this, Bears fans, should make you happy. This is what one exec said about the Detroit Lions. There would be a lot about Detroit that scares me, but it's not the players. Ben Johnson took total advantage of the 4-down game management approach because he's a really, 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 really good play caller. An evil genius. Losing him would almost be like the Rams losing Sean McVay.
I mean,
okay, we'll take
Get
that.
a little excited, guys.
Yeah, we'll
Come
take
on.
that. I said
I know,
we'll take
but
it.
I feel like we should always pump the brakes on stuff like that because Sean McVay's proven over.
Carmen, you know what you sound like? You sound like a guy that was just cheated on, and you're dating a new girl, and you just assume you're going to get cheated on again.
Right, you're not getting cheated
Why?
on.
Ben Johnson hasn't done anything to you yet.
Yeah,
But what?
That's actually a pretty beautiful analogy.
She's
not
a good
beautiful,
girl.
but like it's a pretty good
She's a good girl.
analogy.
What has Ben Johnson done to you yet?
Nothing.
So have hope, man.
But there's always the possibility.
I bet you we
Yeah,
get-
there's always
They're
the.
gonna
Of
cheat
course
on
there is. There's
Bet
always
you-
a possibility.
I bet you we get golf shoes out of Ben Johnson.
you. Look, Sean McVay. If we're going to defer to Andy Reid, and maybe we should, Sean McVay is probably the next best coach in the league. Sean McVay leaving the Rams would be devastating.
Catastrophic.
For the Los Angeles Rams.
And we're about to see if Ben Johnson leaving the Lions is
just
catastrophic
saying.
for them.
I'm just saying.
Here's another quote.
Talking about arguably the best coach in the league.
I will be curious if with role players, if there's a drop-off because you have to have a vision for how to deploy these guys. Aaron Glenn was really good at that, getting the best out of Derek Barnes and those guys. So they're saying the coordinators leaving is very big for the Lions.
It is a tough thing. I mean, you lose both coordinators. You lost a few other coaches.
But
I don't know
but
what
Detroit now has organizational philosophy.
Well, because
You know what I'm saying? Because who they brought, because of their head coach, and because of Spielman, who's up top there too. I'm telling you, they know how to win football games.
You know,
and they know what it takes. It takes work.
You know, if we can make if you allow me to make a little bit of a comparison,
Please
you
do.
think about the early portion of Baltimore's season last year, and Baltimore's defense had struggled a little bit. Baltimore lost its bright, sharp, up-and-coming defensive coordinator. He got the head coaching job in Seattle. And they also lost 2 other coaches off of that defensive staff.
Yes.
And, I think maybe some of that was reflected in the way they played. Now, they figured it out because Baltimore's a good organization. They made some tweaks from a scheme standpoint, I guess you'd say, with Kyle Hamilton.
Schematic.
They made a little bit of a schematic tweak with some of the things they were doing within their defense, and then it very much looked more like the Baltimore Ravens you'd expect them to look, as the season went on. So to your point, they've got a philosophy. They've got good people in place. They've got a GM that's proved it. They've got a head coach that's proved it. Maybe Detroit's the same way and they figure it out. Could they struggle early as they try to figure things out without Ben Johnson, without Aaron Glenn, without who else? Without Antoine Randall, without JT Barrett, right? Did Glenn take any defensive coaches with him? I'm assuming he did. They lost a lot of coaches. Mm-hmm. So it could reflect in the way Detroit plays early.
In the way that they move.
And then maybe they figure it out as they go on because Campbell's good. But, I would just make that same point about Baltimore. And we were like, hey, what's wrong with Baltimore's defense? And it's like, they lost 3 coaches, man. That's hard. It's hard to do, but they figured it out.
All right, let's go to the Packers. The Packers really didn't do anything sexy. This is me saying, not an NFL exec.
Free agency-wise, nothing sexy.
They didn't really do anything sexy. They signed guard Aaron Banks from the 49ers, and this is a quote. Jordan Love got hurt last year, so with Banks coming from the same offense, that allows them to add protection. I don't know if Banks is the right guy, but I see the thinking behind what they're doing. They also added cornerback Nate Hobbs from the Raiders. They just said they tried to get guys that were tougher because they got pushed around a little bit on the line and in the cornerback position. So not really much on the Packers there. The good stuff, if you allow me to scroll for 1 second here, is the stuff on the Vikings. The stuff on the Vikings is pretty damning. It says, one exec said, it's like the 2015 Colts all over again, signing older guys who have been hurt, who are on their 3rd or 4th contracts. And also Ryan Grigson, who is now the Vikings senior vice president, was the GM of the Colts at that time. There's no more fascinating team with Minnesota because they have 13 to 14 win seasons over the past 3 years, but no playoff win to show for it, and only 1 division title. The head coach seems like a difference maker and a multiplier, but if Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah does not get a new deal, would they just promote Grigson? Wouldn't be a good move. It's fascinating.
Highland, Indiana guy, Ryan Grigson. Played at Purdue, I believe, and played for the Rams, if I'm not mistaken.
And then another said, you cannot build a team with old players, especially old players who have been cut because they were hurt.
Hey, sounds about right to me.
And their win total is the same as the Bears, 8.5.
I like their coach, and I don't know what to think about them, though.
Yeah, I thought he was with L.A. He wasn't. Cincinnati Bengals and Detroit Lions.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm not sure I know, first of all, who is the quarterback going to be? Will it really be J.J.? What's that going to look like, having never played in the league? I think they kind of caught lightning in a bottle with Darnold last year. It was just a good marriage. He had something to prove, right? Got to play most of his games indoors, got to play with a bright offensive mind. 2 great wide receivers. I think it just kind of all clicked and came together. I would think a major regression is coming for the Vikings. Vikings got one like that, but I would think a major correction is coming for them. But I do like
I'm trying to put a number on it. The major regression. I'm trying to put a number on it.
They won 14 games last year. Like, if they win 8, that's a major regression.
Yeah, I would say so.
If they win 9.
I mean, 9's a pretty big regression,
that's
too.
That's a major regression, and I think that's coming for the Vikings.
But if you win 10, if you win 10
and
and make the playoffs, it's a regression. But you're still in the playoffs.
You're still in the playoffs, yeah.
And you would expect, because of who they're playing this year, they're not playing the hapless AFC South, where everybody pounded the South,
right,
and the other direction, the West, where we went crazy last year, the NFC North, feeding on those, except for the Bears.
I wouldn't say 10-7 in a playoff berth is a major regression.
Right.
8 or 9, I think, is a major regression.
Right.
And I think that might happen.
You missed the playoffs, you've regressed.
Yeah. But, maybe
I will not have Minnesota as one of my playoff teams this year.
I probably won't either. We got a long way to go before we have to do that and put that in stone, but I don't know that I would either.
And I want burritos this year. Burritos!
Boy, that'd be a tough one, though.
Carne asada.
Weren't we thinking tamales?
I love tamales.
I mean, how can you
I love a good tamales.
There's a lot in a burrito.
Yeah.
I mean, that would really be hard.
I love burritos.
How many burritos can you legit have, do you think, in a 24-hour span?
I don't know, but we can count each burrito as 2 hours.
I mean, there's no way you're doing a burrito. You're
No.
doing 12 burritos, right?
No.
There's no way. Your stomach would explode.
Tamales
I'd vote for tamales.
from the tamale guy?
Chris says no on the tamales.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
That'd be awesome.
It's early, guys. It's
Yeah.
early.
It is early.
We'll figure it out. We might have
Barbecue-
somebody jump on board.
Baby back ribs?
Could be Nashville hot chicken. Woo! Huh? Who knows?
What else, Adam?
So yesterday I told you guys that it is a report that the Chiefs will be playing the Chargers on that in Brazil, and then the Chiefs will again play on Christmas. Apparently, the story is now that the Chiefs have approached the league and want to play on Christmas every year.
Oh.
They
Like a
are
Clark Hunt special?
They want to be on Christmas every single year. I asked the class, would you ever want the Bears to be
No.
not Christmas, just any guaranteed game? Like if they guaranteed to play in Green Bay every first game of the year, or guaranteed to play, like the Bears become a part of a yearly tradition in the
Sure,
NFL.
I'd be okay with it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, name it though.
I don't want the holidays. I like the holidays.
So it sounds like the Chiefs want to be the Lions and the Cowboys.
Yeah. Of Christmas.
Name the holiday. Good one. I don't mind Adam's idea of every year the Bears open the season in Green Bay. I wouldn't mind that one bit. Come out of the gate.
playing
Playing the Packers.
figuring it out one way or the other. It's happened, but where they've started with them.
You'd either open here or there. You'd alternate it every year.
I'm trying to look at any holidays that happen. When you get
What is it, like every
September.
Halloween you want the Bears to play? No, that'd be lame. I'm not down for that.
No, I don't want Labor Day, so I'm going through the holidays.
I don't think it necessarily has to be a holiday, but like that opening weekend.
I would be cool with that if the league said Bears and Packers are so important to us that's the matchup the first Sunday of every year. The Bears and the Packers will play each other.
Halloween weekend is not a guaranteed date.
I like that the Chiefs are thinking about cornering the market on Christmas, though.
I think the Bears should play every Monday night on Columbus Day. What do you think about that?
What's the genesis behind
No?
the Lions getting Thanksgiving? Like, how did that all start?
We looked it up last year. I
did that,
believe it was
yeah.
a marketing tool by the Ford family.
Is that right? Like,
Yeah.
they've been doing that since what, the late
Yeah.
30s? Early
Yeah,
40s, right?
they requested
Smart.
it to market.
Think about the way that turned out. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, like the Lions on
I
Thanksgiving.
mean, if there's any date that if you said the Bears had to play on a holiday,
Would it be
I don't
Thanksgiving?
mind the Bears being the road team for that Lions
For the Lions Thanksgiving?
early
Yeah.
Thanksgiving game.
The
I don't mind
early
that.
Thanksgiving game
I
is
don't mind
fine.
that.
I would do that too. That's the 11:30 game.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that too, Chris.
Now Yurko is the host of the postgame
I
show.
can get on
'Cause
board.
Didn't we look up, Abdal,
Not
that the
happening.
Bears were the original first road team against the Giants?
I bet that could very well be.
I think anytime the Sunday comes for Dia de los Muertos, which is this year, the Bears have to play in Mexico City.
Here's an idea.
Yes.
Here's an idea.
And this year's that year. The Bears have to play in Mexico City on the Day of the Dead.
I wouldn't mind this as a tradition where the Bears are the only team in the league that plays all of their home games at noon on Sunday. I think that would be kind of cool.
I think
it's
that'd
kind of
be
like
intriguing.
Michigan football. You know that Michigan football is always the home dates for Michigan, that those are day games.
That's pretty
They're
fun.
early. Like I wouldn't have anything against the Bears being the team that says all of our home games are noon on Sunday.
Take that.
Tradition.
Yeah, tradition, baby. Football tradition.